Shalom. Call Haloyim La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bahakodash. Rakata Yahweh, Rakata Yahweh Shai, Rakata Bahakodash, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bahakodash. Shalom and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elder bishops and the elders in the Akim and the Aqua of the hopeful elect. Shalom. Just want to go into a quick video entitled Stay Focused, Stay Spiritual. And we know what spiritual is, right? That's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. We'll go ahead and get that real quick. Can never get it enough. Romans 7:14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. So we got to stay spiritual, stay focused. In these last days, so many things going on, and the economy is collapsing, right? So don't focus on this economy. Don't focus on chasing after money. Do what you need to do for money, but just stay circumspect, knowing that this place is crashing, and just get your daily bread and stay focused upon the Heavenly Father and Yahweh Shai. Because these judgments are about to go forth real soon, and they're already going forth. And what will you do when judgment goes forth and the doors of mercy are completely shut, and the Most High has his covering over those that have sought after him? So seek now before it's too late. Psalm 63 and verse 6. When I remember thee upon my bed and meditate on thee in the night watches, because thou hast been my help. Therefore, in the shadow of thy wings will I rejoice. And that's chiefly going into when we are blessed with salvation. What has wings? That which flies, and that's the chariots, the so-called UFOs. And also, being under the wing of the Most High, being protected, leading up to that salvation during these perilous, troublous, very evil days in these end times. Says verse 8, my soul followeth hard after thee, thy right hand upholdeth me. So when we chase hard after the Most High, when we follow it hard after the Most High, seeking the Most High 10 times more as we have gone astray, and we have been mercifully returned to him through Yahweh Shai's right arm. And his right hand is going to uphold us. And who is his right hand? His right arm is Yahweh Shai. Cleaving to the Messiah. That's the way back into the Heavenly Father. So, first seek ye the kingdom of heaven, and all things shall be added unto you. Matthew 6:33. So you want to make sure that you're following hard after the Most High, seeking the kingdom, staying spiritually minded and staying focused. See Ephesians 5:15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. And that word circumspect means, circle means in a full circle, 360 degrees all around you, right? And spec means with your eyes, being spiritually observant, of the times. And right here, verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. So, redeeming the time, understanding what the times are. We in the most evil days ever. So we have to redeem the time and be very smart and focused on efficient with what we do out there in the streets. The days of going to these major venues and mass gatherings of people, something that can potentially go off at any moment of some kind of judgment, from the Most High, and from someone get the mind to want to shoot up a sporting event or a concert or even movie theaters, as that's happened in the past as well, and how much more so in these last days. It says verse 17, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord Yahweh, and the name of Yahweh Shai is. And when you redeem the time, and know that it's the will of the Most High right now to send forth judgment, because the doors of mercy is about to close. And so that's what the will of the Most High is, to bring judgment upon the sinners and the evildoers. those that say that the law's done away with, and those that just don't even keep the laws because they don't care, Verse 19, no, verse 18. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. And that's going into these false philosophies. Everybody got a doctrine that you come across, right? Everyone got their own doctrine, and it's pure madness. There's no consistency, so it's all pure confusion throughout Babylon and Great America, and throughout the four corners. And then also being drunk with, you don't want to drink too much wine and be a drunkard. You don't want to drink too much wine, physically, but chiefly spiritually, because that's what's going to lead you to your destruction. And be filled with the Spirit of the Most High, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Verse 19, speaking to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your heart to the Lord Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. So, that's the good news, that's the gospel, that's that new song of the truth, and being focused on that new song, which is the truth. And that's now, flooding throughout the earth again. And we'll get that Psalms 85 and 11. Truth shall spring out of the earth. That's that new song. The truth has been hidden for so long, and now it's back out. And now, that's the new song is the truth, and the gospel coming back into flooding the earth. Truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven. And the Most High power, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, looking down from heaven, right? Remember when Stephen was stoned by those wicked Pharisees, I believe, right? And when he looked up and he seen Yahweh and Yahweh Shai sitting on the right-hand side of Yahweh. So righteousness is looking down from heaven, and as the truth that sprung back out into the earth around 1969. That's that 3 days and a half prophecy was fulfilled in Revelation. 1619 to 1969, that's three and a half days, 350 years. And the truth came back into the earth and flooding throughout the earth again. So we'll go to Matthew 24 and verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So, the reason why iniquity is abounding, meaning growing and becoming abundant throughout the earth, and love is waxing cold, because when the laws are done away with, as they say, right, and they remove prayer out of the schools, even though they're still wicked, but at least they had a mind to be to have some semblance of spirituality, to keep it as a refresher course on the mind. But when it's not on your mind, as they say, if you don't use it, you lose it. So if you're not keeping the laws on your mind and not staying spiritual, then you're going to lose it, and you're going to fade to sin and be a prisoner of sin, and a prisoner of the flesh, and a prisoner of Satan and devils and demons, and every other wicked man that has a philosophy and a new doctrine around the corner every time you look up. So it says, and because iniquity shall abound, no one's keeping the commandments, the love of many shall wax cold. They're becoming wiser and wiser in wickedness, and wickedness has exceedingly polluted the earth, and iniquity has been accomplished. It's not much further that they can go in wickedness. Listen to the music, look at the people, all the different color hair they wear. They both out of their minds, right? Different colors of the rainbow and stuff. They just completely wicked and filthy. It's a very degenerate society. 1,000 times worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. So, and we endure it all because, we have the mind of Yahweh Shai. In verse 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So endure this wickedness and don't give in to the wickedness, because it's very heavy at every turn. The embattlements of the city trying to entrap the elect, who are willing of that number, to escape the wickedness of the society. And stay vigilant in these holy scriptures and meditating and reading. Revelation 1 and 3. Blessed is he that readeth. So, we know Christianity, they get mad and upset when you start quoting the scriptures and bringing out the scriptures, because why? They're cursed because they don't read. And they get mad and angry when they get offended at the word. They're offended in the word. And they're offended in Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy. So not only, blessed are you that read, but you also can adhere to the prophecies and understand the prophecies. And you're not offended at the prophecies that only 1/3 of Israel, according to Zechariah 8 and 13, I think. Let's go ahead and get it. They're offended at these type of prophecies right here. I think it may be 13 and 8. Yeah. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh, in the name Yahweh Shai, 2 parts, aka 2/3, therein shall be cut off and die. But the 1/3, but that's what a third is, 1/3. But the third shall be left therein. So that's that the 1/3 is going to be found written in the book of life. As the Messiah said, don't be happy that you can do these, perform miracles and these miraculous things, but rejoice that your name is written in heaven, meaning in the book of life. And not everyone will have their name written in the book of life. And people are offended at that. They can't understand, they don't read, and they don't understand the prophecies. So blessed is he that reads and understands the prophecies. And they that hear the words of this prophecy, and also that the heathen are going to be judged, and beginning chiefly with the Edomites, the so-called white race. What nation is doing this? Polluting the name of the Most High, changing his name and in Yahweh Shai, right? And changing the identity, the color, making them lepers as if it's them that are the chosen. But then we say that they're going to be judged. Everyone go up in arms. But you are just living your life to the best of your ability, and they hate you, and you ain't did nothing to them. But the man that they should have that hate reserved for, they just give him a pass, because they have been thoroughly polluted by the serpent. And keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. And what time? The time of the end. The time of Yahushua to return here, to redeem the elect of the Israelites. Romans 1 and 24. Wherefore Yahweh, in the name Yahweh Shai, also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor themselves, their own bodies, between themselves. So, saying the laws are done away with, then all bets are off. All the shackles are off, the spiritual shackles, because it keeps you in straights and down the straight and narrow path. But then now, they've been quote-unquote liberated by the serpent, the so-called white race, and say that the laws are done away with, and now they're given up to uncleanness through their own wicked hearts. As Jeremiah 17 and 4 or verse 9 says, lean not to thine own understanding. The mind is the most deceitful above all things, and desperately wicked, who can know it? And that's why they're given up to uncleanness, because their own wicked mind that's led by Satan, devils and demons, and that veers to the left towards Satan. And now they're going to be unclean. Verse 25, who changed the truth of Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai into a lie, the so-called white man, beginning with that Roman Catholicism and Christianity on down to Islam and the East Indian false religions, Buddhism and so forth and so on, Hinduism and Buddhism, etc. And worship and serve the creature more than the Creator. See, who is blessed forever, Amen. So the creature and the creation, they worship the sun, the moon, and the stars. That's the host of heaven. And that goes to Nimrod, aka Baal, and the queen of heaven, the moon goddess, Semiramis, his mother, and Tammuz, which they said was Nimrod rebirth, right? They weeping for Tammuz. That's in Ezekiel, I believe. How will people go off? And all these religions are based off of Nimrod, Semiramis, Tammuz, and Cush. The Babylonian mystery religion, which is of Satan. All these heathen nations have a form of Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz, and Cush. that they worship. That's all it is. They worship the creation, the heavens, the stars and moon and the sun, and not the Heavenly Father that created everything. So verse 26, for this cause Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shai gave them up unto vile affections, so they delivered unto Satan, as I think the Apostle Paul has said that he delivered them up unto Satan. And the Most High, that's what happens. When you go away from the Most High, you're delivered into Satan. And then now, whatever wickedness come of that, that's your own doing under Satan. For even because the Most High keep and preserve those that follow hard after him. But if you follow hard after Satan, the Most High allow you to go ahead and be delivered into Satan and be destroyed. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And that's going to homosexuality. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman. So a man and woman were created for use together to procreate. So that when you leave that natural order, then you go into homosexuality. Burned in their lust one toward another. See, lust, that's a sexual desire, and being homosexual. Men with men, working that which is unseemly. So that's a very vile, terrible, filthy thing to even consider. And receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was met. That's their error, not the Most High's error. They giving up until they leave and they follow after Satan, then they're going to be given up into all kind of vile, unclean spirits and perverseness. Verse 28, and even as they did not like to retain Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, their acknowledgement and what? Keeping the commandments. Because that's how the knowledge, root word goes into know. So how do you know the Most High? 1 John 2 and 3. 1 John 2 and 3. And hereby we do know that we know him. Who? Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, if we keep his commandments. And that's how you attain the knowledge of the Most High. Knowing the Most High through keeping his commandments. Because you don't know what he wants unless you understand what he wants. But what he commands. That means that's what he wants us to do in righteousness. So, and even as they did not like to retain Yahweh in their knowledge, in the name of Yahweh Shai, Yahweh gave them over to a reprobate mind, so then they become reprobates. They become bugged out, and everybody got their own doctrine, right? And it's pure wickedness and madness. So to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy. Niggas love to envy each other and love to do envying, meaning what? Making other men envy them. Trying to, show out and shine in front of another man, and a lot of times in front of his own woman, trying to be an adulterer. Full of envy, murder, and that brings about murder. Being covetous, murdering another man for what he has, for his possessions, and even his woman as well. Debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, and they love to debate and argue like women. Backbiters, and they love to talk down on people behind their back and slander a man and either assassinate someone's character to other people as a murderer, because you're murdering their name. And the reputation, a good name is better than ointment, as I think in the book of Proverbs speaks about having a good name. So you're murdering that man a good name, and that's a horrible judgment for that. So it says, backbiters, haters of Yahweh, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things. They're wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. Disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers. They're not a man of their word. A man that's chiefly according to the so-called white man. He never keeps his word. He's always throwing up smoke and mirrors to do whatever he wants, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful. So Matthew 5 and 7, I think, or 7 and 5. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. So the unmerciful is not going to receive mercy from the Most High. Who, knowing the judgment of Yahweh, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only to do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. So you just want to follow the Most High power of Yahweh. Follow hard after Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shai to receive mercy. Romans 2 and 5. But after thy hardness and impenitent heart treasures up unto thyself wrath against the day of wrath and revelation of the righteous judgment of Yahweh. So, people are stiff-necked and hard-headed, and they fulfill their own lust and will, and they're reserving themselves to be in the book of death. It's not a book of death, but, to be not found in the book of life, so you're going to be amongst the dead that's going to be reserved for judgment with the thermonuclear fire, the lake of fire, who will render to every man according to his deeds. So if you're doing wickedness, you're going to receive a evil judgment. If you're doing righteous, you're going to receive righteous salvation, righteous deliverance. To them who by patient continuance and well-doing seek for glory and honor and immortality, eternal life, and that's their salvation. These fleshly bodies, mortal bodies, being changed into that immortal spiritual body within the twinkling of an eye. Verse 8. But unto them that are contentious and do not obey the truth, but obey unrighteousness, indignation, and wrath. You see, these people are very contentious. They're very argumentative. You're supposed to receive this word humbly and peacefully, but they receive it. They don't receive it right. They reject it. They get proud and they get arrogant and argue you down and won't even fight. These people are very, very insignificant and base level and emotional. Verse 9: Tribulation and anguish upon every soul of man that doeth evil, of the Jew first, and also of the Gentile. And people don't have understanding of that. Of the Jew first, is the Jew the nation of Israel, or are Jews one tribe, or in particular context, just the southern kingdom, 3 tribes: Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. So you have to understand the context, because only the southern kingdom was in that region, in Jerusalem, and throughout that area in the east. When the Messiah walked the earth, and then when the apostles were doing it, and the apostle Paul was doing his missionary work, right? The northern kingdom, the other 10 tribes were where? Over here in the Western Hemisphere, over here in the Americas, the so-called Hispanics and Native Americans, the lost 10 tribes of Israel. So if you weren't in the southern kingdom at that time, if you wasn't a southern kingdom and have bloodline native, then you were a Gentile. And then, because we read about the accounts that the native, and I think in the book of Acts, when the native Jews were mistreating the foreign Jews that was returning back, when the missionary journeys of the apostles were bringing fruit back into the homeland, then the native Jews were looking at the foreign Jews as heathen, as Gentiles, and was treating them, badly, right? So that's what that's going into, the Jew first, and then also the Gentile, because our people became Gentiles through the brain pollution of the Greeks and the Roman Empire, called the Hellenistic period. Just look up Helen, or the Hellenizing of the Jews. And you can look it up also in the Pictorial Bible Dictionary, the Zondervan Pictorial Bible Dictionary. Just look up Helen. Helen goes into Hellenization of the Jews, which made a good portion of our people Gentiles. Verse 11: For there is no respect of persons with Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. So Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 39 and 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. So when you hear this word, if you're part of the elect, you're going to receive it peacefully and humbly and lovingly, right? And it's plain. You're going to read these words. It's going to be real plain. You're going to be able to understand it and process it. But the wicked, they won't be able to receive it, and they're going to be confused, and they're going to argue and get angry and debate and want to fight, right? And get emotional because they're wicked. There's different levels of the Israelites in the truth, of the elect. If you can't receive it all the way, and you can receive that you're an Israelite, but you have to receive that milk first before you can get to the heavier matters, the darker sayings, the dark sayings and dark sentences and parables, to be able to see it. But just knowing the milk of you an Israelite and to keep the commandments to the best of your ability and repent, pray for forgiveness, have faith in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, that's all you need to be blessed with that salvation. That faith is going to justify you, not having the greatest understanding of the breakdown. Verse 25. For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. So the Most High has good things stored up for the righteous elect, and evil things for the sinners and the wicked people. That's that. I had it in my head, just forgot it. But sinners and evildoers, they're going to receive proper judgment for their wickedness, and the laws are not done away with. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 33 and 14. Good is set against evil, so that's what's happening, and there's no gray area. As the serpent loves to hide in a gray area, aka in the tall grass, it's cut and dry, black and white, right and left, good and evil. So when you speak the scriptures and the righteousness of the Holy Bible of the Most High, in the name of Yahweh Shai, you're with the good. You're on the good side. And then most people are evil, and they're on the left hand side under Satan here in Babylon and Great America, throughout the four corners, and they're going to be against you. But the Most High will make our heads strong against theirs, stronger than theirs, and life against death. So the right side, we're the hopeful right side, the elect. And we're in life, and they're living in death, which is what? Sin. The wages of sin is death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. It's a spiritual battle of good versus evil. Stay spiritually minded and stay focused, because this is a spiritual battle. We're spiritual warriors. Even the women are fighting, It's a spiritual war for the men and women, But physically, women, they're not on the level of a man, but they are to be in their proper order, in their proper lot, and fighting and having that faith, fighting that good fight against Satan. So it says, so look upon all the works of the Most High, meaning all the creation, and there are two and two, one against another. So those people don't understand that it's just they may have heard it to a degree, but when you just process it, existence is it's two sides, the right side and the left side. Just like His creations, you have the day and the night, the sun and the moon. You have good and evil, the fleshly mind and the carnal mind. The fleshly mind and the spiritual mind. So it's two and two, and then on earth there's a nation that's on the right hand side that was given the commandments, the covenant. That's the holy nation. That's on the right hand side, the Israelites, and then you have the left side that have the covenant with death, the covenant with Satan, the so-called white race, and that's that one and one against each other. And then that's why the fate of mankind is in the hands of whoever is ruling. the righteous nation or the wicked nation. So we'll get that real quick. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, the end of the wicked world, the heathen wickedness. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth the kingdom of heaven for eternity. The hand of man, the fate of all these other heathen Gentile nations, the fate of man is betwixt, meaning between, is between the heel and the hand. So what's the heel and hand? Remember in Genesis, when Jacob and Esau was in the womb, Esau came out first, and then Jacob quickly, when he came out, grabbed the heel of Esau. So the hand of Jacob, the fate of mankind is between the heel of Esau, and what he do with that heel? He stomps on everybody, right? And the hand of Jacob. And we lend a helping hand into everyone else. We always want to forgive everybody, right? We just have that natural ability to be merciful unto people and forgive them and lend out a helping hand. And but ironically, we don't have that same mercy towards each other right now because we're under the curses of Deuteronomy 28. And so that's why the Most High told Abraham, through thy seed shall all nations be blessed. Not because, everyone on the same equal footing. No, because there's one nation that pushes forth that which is of Satan. They're working after the coming of Satan, the so-called white man. And then the Israelites, their coming after the working of the Most High power of Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shah. And that's how and then the fate of mankind is going to be forever peace and righteous rulership under Yahweh and Yahweh Shah and the Israelites in the kingdom of heaven. So, we just stay spiritual, we stay focused, in these times to come, because at every turn in the embattlements of the city, Satan is trying to take souls away from the Most High to be burnt in the lake of fire. So just stay focused and stay spiritual, keeping the commandments. So with that being said, hope this video was edifying. The water to the Hakodash Basham Yahushua, another video. Until the next video, I say.